there's a recreation of the self through them. Like they take on such importance. And I've been impressed by how prominently they have figured, for me, how prominently they have figured in my reflexive understanding of myself, my understanding of other people, my understanding of what activities are truly meaningful and worthwhile. And so that, I think that natural interest and that educated interest in the potential of meaningfully cultivated discourse is something that now I think is turning from a sort of a latent observation or a nascent interest into something that I feel more and more compelled to practice and more compelled to materialize in a way that I can be perhaps a little bit more directly inquisitive about with it, if that makes any sense.
It makes a lot of sense. It just makes a lot of sense of especially in the way that a couple of things. I got the same feeling when you pointed to this in this conversation that when you talked about the dying star of Christianity, that was just that when you said that, I thought about that in the way, mostly the felt sense of what was communicated in what you said, along with what you said, but the felt sense just jiggled something in me just jiggled again when you talked about it. This sense of that, actually it's one of what I heard you say is one of the few places in the world, right, that still you could be struck and birthed and mutually birthed in a way that you couldn't predict ahead of time, right?
Yes.
You could still, you're exactly still available. There's a way in which you keep that none of your propositions can deny the experience that you just had, because there's so few places left in the world that have that kind of God seizure potential, right?
Yes. That presence, that sense of presence. That's not simply your presence and not simply the presence of the person opposite you, but a greater sense of presence, like a cosmic presence, right? Yeah. And I think that speaks to this idea of the God seizure, is that you are shone and there is a shining through the conversation. That it takes on a kind of importance, a kind of significance that is beyond you, that, you will spend a great deal of time trying to then grow into.
The thing that's happening now?
Yeah, like the thing that's happening now. Yeah, exactly.
When you said that, beyond you, and I think you went with that, right? I felt that. I was just like, there is a beyondness. There is something